Greetings, everyone. My name is Ron Anthony. This is week 2 update from our discussion about executive coaching with P1, the assistant principal, P2, the curriculum coach. Since we last spoken, we have decided on the effective learning program and its components, and we are currently developing our professional development plan. But part of the plan is for me and the team to get trained, and I've already received some training from my county personnel. So now my job is to train our team, but also executive coach our team and use the goal setting and the principles of executive coaching. Of course, it's going to be a short term or a timed a length of time that we work together. It's going to be very pointed and goal driven. So the program that we're looking at has about 7 steps. Our first step is going to be implementation. Well, actually, our first step is going to be understanding the model and how it works, and that's going to be my job to teach our team, P1 and P2, or to executive coach them through that. Just to give you a little background on P1. P1 is a third-year assistant principal. She does a phenomenal job, very student-centered advocate for students, also a great communicator with the community and the staff and the students. She has a great rapport, with everyone, with all of our stakeholders. So very fortunate to have her. She is better than average. I've worked with several assistant principals and come in contact with a lot of assistant principals over my career. She's the best, or definitely top 3 I've ever worked with. But in my opinion, I think she's the best I've ever worked with or been around. I'm very fortunate to have her on our team. P2 is a curriculum coach. She's been a curriculum coach for 2 years. She's been an educator for about 17 years, and she was always a classroom teacher for 15 years, elementary teacher. Last year she became a curriculum coach. She's a real go-getter as well, very smart young lady, very driven, goal-centered, goal-oriented, has a ability to relate to students and diffuse situations with students. So fortunately, we have a very smart team, very strong team to work with. So we're waiting for the official materials to arrive to the school. However, like I said, I received about 3 days ago. I received training on a Wednesday of last week. Training on Wednesday and Thursday about the program that's coming in, but our materials haven't officially arrived yet. Hopefully this week, next week, they'll be in, but I've taken the principles of what we want to focus on out and I've begun to break those down and get them out to the staff. So we're going to work on first relationship building, and that's what our P1 and P2 will focus on is relationship building. So I'm going to coach them on how to build relationships with staff, with students, and with parents. Fortunately, these ladies are they're stronger in those areas. P1 is definitely, P2 could use a little assistance in relationship building with staff members, but we're gonna start everybody at the same level and move through the program and through the process to make sure that everyone is successful. So relationship building will start on Wednesday of this week, and by next Wednesday, week 3 update, I will be able to give you better guidance and better understanding where our P1 and P2 are. But we have a timeline of a 2-week training for relationship building as it relates to restorative justice, restorative discipline, because relationships is a key factor in the restorative justice and restorative discipline process. Once again, restorative justice and discipline is being used for our school to curb referrals, which equal out-of-school suspension, in-school suspension, period detention, and which all equals lost instructional time. As stated in week 1's video, we are a Title I school, and we have about 70% free and reduced lunch. What I left off, though, is that we're a Tier 2 school. So last year, we didn't show any growth. The first year's principal, we grew about 2.5%. Last year, we didn't grow at all. So we've been put on the Tier 2 school watch, or the low performance school list, because we didn't show any growth. We didn't lose any. We just kind of flatlined. So as we dug into the data, what we saw was a tremendous increase in out-of-school suspensions, ISS and OSS, and we've lost tons of instructional time, almost 2 years worth of instructional time when you calculate the out of school suspension, period detention, and ISS. We implement these programs to provide structure and discipline. However, the students haven't really been responding as well as we would like them to. I would figure you get a 3-day suspension, that would be enough, 5 at the most. So that's 2 offenses to curb your disruptions. However, we have students that have been sent to our South Campus, which is an alternative school, for discipline. I'm not trying to paint a picture that we're a undisciplined or rowdy school, because we're not, but we do have some students that are disruptive, and their disruptions are causing problems in the classroom. Them not being in the classroom is also causing problems because they're not learning. So in order to address that, we came up with restorative justice, restorative discipline. Part of the program that we got from the Student Engage program is relationships, and the relationship piece is going to be what what our P1 and P2 are executive coached on. So next week, we'll look forward to providing you with more information and insight into our positives and our negatives as we work through this process. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful evening.